Back in the late 90s, during my hedge fund days, I owned stock in a company called Sendit, which was a hotel, travel, and leisure conglomerate that offered great coupons to club members. It seemed so cheap, had such a great reputation that I became a pretty large shareholder. Then one day in April 1998, we found out that Sendit was pretty much a complete fraud, overstating its profits by hundreds of millions of dollars. It was among the largest frauds in history at the time. I found out when I was on vacation with my family in Antigua. I remember it perfectly because it was one of the many times that my business wrecked my vacation and my family's vacation. We lost millions. It was so awful that Chris Christie, then a U.S. attorney from New Jersey, asked me to testify at the sentencing hearing for one of the principals of the fraud. He went to jail for a long time. When I first got the call about the Sendit fraud, I traded around the position that morning, buying a ton of stock on weakness. But as the rallied toward the end of the day, I booted it all. I never wanted to hear about it again. I never wanted to see it again. Not just because I now hated it, but because I had a cardinal rule written right on my machine: accounting irregularities equals sell. Over my more than 40 years of investing, that rule, while often applied late in the game, has saved me fortunes. See, it's never too late to sell a company with accounting irregularities. Which brings me to Supermicro Company, a company that offers hardware and services that encompass NVIDIA's chips, not only like HP Enterprise, which we had on earlier this week, or Dell Technologies. Supermicro has been one of the great rocket ships of our era. It was added to the S&P 500 in March, and for much of this year, it was the best-performing stock in that benchmark index. Back on August 27th, though, Hindenburg Research, a short-selling firm that I think does very high-quality research, measured studies did a very measured piece of this company, and it was entitled Supermicro: Fresh Evidence of Accounting Manipulation, Sibling Self-Dealing, and Sanctions Evasion at this AI High Flyer. Oh, it was scathing. It was cogent. But most important, it was clear from the report that Supermicro had irregular accounting practices. Of course, when the report came out, the stock had already lost more than half of its value from its March highs. So maybe you figured it was already down enough that maybe it'd be a buy, not a sell. But you would have been wrong. Today, we learned that Supermicro's outside auditor, Ernst & Young, decided it could no longer audit the company. They sent a letter saying, quote, "We are resigning due to information that has recently come to our attention, which has led us to no longer be able to rely on management's and the audit committee's representations and to be unwilling to be associated with the financial statements prepared by management." Wow. Then they go on to explain, quote, "We can no longer provide the audit services in accordance with applicable law or professional obligations." Wow, that is about the most damning statement you will ever see from an accounting firm. Things are not super for Supermicro. The stock dropped like a rock, plunging from 49 to 33 today. Now, I don't know what will happen to Supermicro from here. I don't know if they're guilty. I don't know if they're innocent. I do know that when an accounting firm, frankly, a fantastic accounting firm, accuses a client of irregularities, that's enough for me. I love the space that Supermicro plays in. I love any clean company that works with NVIDIA to install its products, which means I can happily recommend Dell or HP, both of which have a lot of business. But you don't need to own Supermicro. If I owned it for the charitable trust, thank heavens I don't, I would have simply looked at the Post-it I always had on that computer, right? Accounting irregularities equals sell, and I'd eject the position from my portfolio pronto. Believe me, giving firms with suspect financials the benefit of the doubt is not worth your risk. I like to say there's always a bull market somewhere. I promise I'll find it just for you right here on Mad Money. I'm Jim Cramer. See you tomorrow.